Well, hello there, and welcome back to Mr. E's Mysteries and Magics. In this video, we will be doing the tutorial for the Out of This World magic effect that I posted earlier. Again, just as a quick reminder, Magic Apple has reprinted and re-edited a book called Best of All Worlds, the 10th Anniversary Edition, that has a large number of variations of the Out of This World theme. It is available through my sponsor, RP Magic Shop in Ludlow, Massachusetts. It costs $52 US, and we talked about in the last video approximately how much it would cost in euros in England and in Canada. And so if you're interested in purchasing a copy of that, I would recommend first of all that you go to Magic Orthodoxy and watch the review of this particular book on his channel. And the link to that is below. And then if you're still interested, particularly if you're in the United States, because at $52 it qualifies for free shipping, you can order it through RP Magic Shop. And please, if you do so, just tell them, Mr. E sent you. He'd like to know. And no, I don't get any particular benefit from anything you order that way, just to let you know. Anyhow, we are going to do the Out of This World routine, and I should point out before we get started that there are 4 points of, I would call, bafflement that you are going to confuse your spectators with, and we will go through each of them one at a time. All right, so the first thing is, this is not an impromptu trick, not the way I do it. In the book there are impromptu versions. This is not impromptu the way I do it. It's very simple and actually pretty much self-working once you get past a couple of minor points here. And we will show you right now the setup, which is very straightforward. You simply take all the black cards and put them together. Doesn't matter what order the clubs and spades are in, you simply need to put all the black cards together. And then you need to put all the red cards together, as one might expect. And again, doesn't matter what order the hearts and diamonds are in, as long as all the cards are together and you don't have any colors intermixed. Okay, so I like to put the black cards on the top. Let me set that up for us. I like to put the black cards on the top, red cards on the bottom, and I set it up in my tuck case that way every single time, and I'll explain why I do it like that. The first point of bafflement for your spectators is you're going to do the Ireland shuffle. Now, I already did a video on that as well, and the link to that is also below if you want to review it or if you haven't seen it yet. That's where we start. We start with the Ireland shuffle, and I'm going to do one real quickly here. I'm not going to explain how it works, but I'm going to show you how you end up, which is you end up with the colors reversed. Now, if you recall, I had black on top and red on the bottom, and now you can, and when I say that, I mean when the cards are facing down. Okay, so the reds are now on top, the blacks are on the bottom. Okay, so that's how I want to start out. So when I do the Ireland shuffle, before I do it, I make sure that I have the blacks on top. I do the Ireland shuffle, it reverses the order and puts the reds on top, and I'm ready to go. So that's the first point of bafflement. The next point is doing a false cut. And you can do any false cut you want. In the video, I did a triple swing cut. That's perfectly fine. Another good cut to do for this one is simply, the cross cut. And then you tell your one of your spectators, go ahead, cut the cards and turn them sideways so that we can mark your cut like this. And there you go. You've got the cut marked like that. Now you sit there, and here's where you can, if you want, give them the whole bunch of malarkey about the magic comes from within your heart and blah, blah, blah. And it's not a matter of hands and cards, blah, it comes from you, and you give them the pattern that I gave in the demonstration video, or whatever you want to say. It doesn't really matter. I just happen to like to use, the thing about magic comes from the heart. With this particular false cut, you now take the cards, and these were the cards that were on the bottom, all right, and they've been placed on top. They're marked by going crosswise. After you've talked to your spectators for a minute or two, they've kind of forgotten which half of the deck was on top or bottom, so you can simply pick these up, put them back on the bottom, pick the bottom cards up, put them back on the top, and you're right back to where you started. You have the reds on top and the blacks on the bottom. that's another good one to use for this particular effect. For the demonstration, again, I said I did the triple swing cut. Any false cut that you want to do is fine, and that is the second point of bafflement. So now you hand the cards to person one, and they're going to be putting the cards down, and you tell them, you know, put the cards down, red here, point to where you want them to do it, red here and black here. So they're going to start dropping cards down, and they're going to do something like this. And then at some point, and don't wait too long, you're going to tell the person one, let's see how you're doing. Wait until they put a card down on the pile and say, let's see how you're doing. And then you're going to flip the card over and you're going to show them, well, you're doing great. You're supposed to put red cards on the red pile, and that's exactly what you're doing. Keep it up. And then they're going to continue. Whoop. Doesn't matter if they flip it over like that. That's perfectly fine. It's happened to me too. Actually, when that's something like that happens and it accidentally shows a red card, it looks good. It looks good for you. All right. So you get to about halfway and you say, okay, you know what? Hand the cards over to person two. Now, I don't touch the cards myself. I instruct person one to hand the cards to person two. Person two takes the cards, and you say, now what I want you to do is I want you to put black cards here and red cards here. So you let them go for a while, all right? And they're going to be doing all kinds of stuff back and forth, and then maybe it should be like this, and then they're going to go like this. Now you let it go for a while because you want to get into the, make sure that you're into the black half of the deck at the bottom. And when they drop a card over here, say, let's see how you're doing now. You're supposed to be putting black cards on this pile. Let's see how, oh, you're doing great. Look at that. We've done 2 checks, and already you guys have gotten them both correct. And that really is it. I mean, once you've done the Ireland shuffle and the fake cut, the trick itself is done. The rest of it's self-working from that point on. The other 2 points of bafflement are pointing to the pile and saying, let's see how you did. You should have a black card here. And you do, okay? So those are the 4 points of bafflement. Ireland shuffle, false cut, and the 2 times that you do the check on this pile. And then from there on, it's over and done with, and you simply do the reveal, and you explain the reveal any way you want. You tell them how much you're going to take them to a casino or whatever you're going to do, and the cards are just laid out perfectly. And that's the basic elements of the Out of This World routine. Again, very classic routine, and a million different ways to do it. That's just one way. It's my way. I love it. It's effective. It's very simple to do. You just have to practice the Ireland shuffle a little bit, and that's about it, really. The reason, by the way, that I put the black cards always on the top when I put it in the tuck case, I should point this out. I always put the black cards on top of the red cards in the tuck case. Why? Because by doing that, I always know that after I do the Ireland shuffle, I will always have the red cards on the top. And it doesn't really matter which ones are on the top or bottom. Doesn't really matter. I just like to have the red cards on the top. That is just my personal preference. You can do it any way you want, but doing it this way prevents me from making the mistake of thinking that they're putting down red cards and in fact they're putting down black cards. Okay, so I always put the red cards on the bottom of the deck in the tuck case. I pull them out. I do the Ireland shuffle, once again reversing the color of the cards, and I'm ready to go. Okay, so that's it. That's the tutorial for my variation, or actually Joshua Jay's variation, because I learned it from him, of Out of This World. I hope you enjoy it. I look forward to hearing and reading your comments. If you like what you see, hit that like button. Tell your friends about this channel if you're a magician, and maybe there's something they can learn from it too, and they'll subscribe as well. So that's it for now. This is Mysteries and Magic saying, always leave them baffled.